Hey everyone. So I wanted to do a quick trade recap today of the trades I took on Euro. So I took 3, but there was about, I don't know, 6, 7, or 8 opportunities today. And today was a pretty cool day because our indicator really supported our buys and our sell ideas. So this is the 4-hour. And as you can clearly see, the last thing we did is put in a lower low. And so as of right now, we are unconfirmed bearish, and daily's bearish, weekly's bearish, and I believe 15 is still bearish because we're stuck in this weird area. And you can adjust the number of dots that appear on our indicator. I think I got it set to like 10 or 10 highs and lows or something right now. So the last thing we did was put in a lower low. So right now we're still bearish until either this high gets taken or this wick gets taken. We did wick below it here, but we didn't actually close below it, so that's not structure. Moving forward into today, I'm basically sat on the 30-second and the 15-second today. It was clean enough to do it. I had missed the first couple trade opportunities I'm going to show you because I was sitting on the GU chart. However, I did catch a really nice sell and 2 buys. 2 of the buys were screenshots that I shared into the Telegram group. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, definitely do. So what we're doing right now is we're tapping into this 15-minute supply. So what we're going to do is just head over on to the 30-second, and this was a super clean setup. Now, as you can see, the divergence RSI lines pop up in multiple places, but we really don't use them unless it supports a buy or sell idea that we'd be in anyway. So here we tap a 15 supply, and right here we actually get a really nice change of character. And this was kind of the first really good setup of the day. I was kind of upset I missed this one. I was sitting on the GU chart at the time. For the rest of the year, I'm actually just kind of sitting back and playing with my micro account and a demo account, and I'm no longer trading the big boy account as I'm going to be testing some stuff, looking at everything from 15-second and 30-second entries right into supply and demand swing trading, where I'll be aiming for 4-hour and weekly targets. So it'll probably look something along the lines of me partialing out 50% that day and leaving 50% on the table into 4-hour and daily targets. Chances are not a lot of them are going to land, but the ones that do, it'll be pretty nice to wake up to, like, 20, 30-hour. Especially if you leave 50% on and you hold it for 3, 4, 5 days and let the market do the work for you. So anyways, aside from my babbling here, this was the first good trade setup. I didn't get in this, unfortunately, but this one was quite nice, quite clean. So we got a chalk, we got a flip, we got a dot here. That's our test dot, and all that is the momentum in the RSI line crossing, and it matches up with our divergence. So this is actually a perfect place for a chalk and flip. Right here, it's kind of saying the volume's dying out. We get another divergence line as you get into this to further support this sell. And obviously, we don't just want to be selling for no reason whatsoever. And you'd obviously, as soon as you see this supply go, I would take profit. On the flip side of things here, this is the buys. I didn't get into these either, and this is quite upsetting. This was actually quite a nice trade, but that's totally fine. And what we have here is another change of character here. However, this is counter trend, so a change of character is it's definitely great, but I would want to see a little more confluence to enter this. Something we have supporting us is, again, our Rsi Divergence is saying we should buy here. And we get our test dot up here again, and we get a test of the MA, and we're getting another test of the moving average and momentum there. And what you're going to find is, for myself, if I'm going counter trend, this is not enough for me to just go ahead and enter. I want to see a demand get respected or another supply broken, but either way I want to see something happen here. And what we get here is actually another change of character, and we also get a respect to this demand. So you can see we failed to close below this demand, and right here is an absolutely beautiful buy. I would have been in this all day long, and I think I was still sitting on GU. I might have even been half asleep, so this is just after 5 in the morning for me. So like New York is 4 in the morning for me. That's when I wake up, start looking at the charts. So sometimes it takes me an hour to wake up. But that's totally fine. I caught a really nice sell, and I didn't even do bad on the buys either because I got in with super small stops. So this here, you would have wanted to take the range, and you would have definitely taken the range as this is so small, like you wouldn't have even worried about it. Like when you got to stop this small to cover the low, your 1.3 pips, I would likely just front run that and cover the low and, you know, just take whatever, 1.92 pips. That's a pretty good coverage. This would cover you for spread and everything. So as of right now, the good target to aim for would be this demand. That is our unmitigated 15 demand here. And what we're going to do is just catch up the 15 chart a bit. And so this is where our next trade idea comes from. You'll also notice we have inducements sitting up here, and we have a unmitigated supply zone. So ultimately that is our target. And I'll explain why I was looking for the buys after. I was actually looking to run this high. It didn't happen. So we get another MA cross and a sell signal here. There's nothing else supporting this. Just because this dot popped up doesn't mean I'm going to press buy. And here we have a hidden divergence showing, basically saying you should continue buying. So there's another scale-in opportunity here, as well as we get another break of structure when you cross this high. So there's definitely another scale-in opportunity here. However, it's totally up to you. You know, depending how much you risk, you may or may not want to be in both. Usually when I get on the 15 second, I risk half as much as I usually do, so I don't mind taking a couple positions. So this is my first trade of the day here. I ended up taking this sell, and this was with trend. And this was actually a chalk and flip, even on the 1 minute, on the 15 second. I took it on the 15 second, but it's cleaner on the 30 second here. So we're just gonna look at the 30 second. So once again, we get this chalk and flip. This wick to me is the last demand I put in the high. So that's going to be my bottom. I don't need to break this wick. This wick is enough. If I just look at it, this is the reaction point. And what took out the reaction point, you could even say the initial reaction point is this wick here. And my favorite is always what took out the reaction point. In this case, 3 out of 5 times that works out. The other 2 out of 5, you're gonna hit the stop loss on this one, and you're just gonna re-enter up here, which is totally fine. I can enter a trade with a click of a button with the magic keys, so I don't really mind. I don't cover the highs. If you're smart, you probably would. I'm kind of mentally retarded that way. I'd rather take a loss and get back in than lose a couple R. And it has kind of bit me in the ass a couple times, but overall, it's not too bad. So I did get tagged into this. This kind of made me nervous when I came back. So this just printed another 15 supply up and down. We get a buy signal here. This is often nothing. This might be like a 5-minute demand or something. We don't really care about those. I don't use those myself, so I wouldn't be looking for this buy. There's nothing else supporting it. Yes, we have divergence and MA cross, and the indicator says buy. However, it's not part of the trade plan, so we don't want anything to do with that. What we do get here, though, we get another sell signal here. You actually had another sell signal up here with a another divergence showing up, and it doesn't show up on the 15, so it showed up on the 30 second. Now you can see how if you took every signal that the indicator gives you, like right here, you were told to take a buy. There's no trade plan that supports this. Whereas right here, I was actually looking to run this high. To me, this high is weak because it hasn't really done anything. Like, yeah, we wick below this, but as of right now, this demand's holding. We get a buy signal here. Again, you don't want to just take it off a divergence. However, I got a little riskier on this one. I did take this off pretty much off of nothing here because I was expecting it to go up. So this was my first entry on this buy. This was definitely a little riskier, but I wasn't counting on this demand breaking. And I actually stacked 2 positions on this. I did collect some good partials on it. However, it did not kind of work out for me the way I wanted to. I think this was the entry actually. And this is the trades I shared in the Telegram group. So this stop was a little large. I don't think I covered this full candle because, again, it's 2 pips. Maybe I covered it all. I don't know. Anyway, this is the trade I shared, the trades I shared with you guys. And the second trade was right here. And I basically stacked both of these. Now, my first TP was actually up here. I was looking at running this high. And that was my first partial out area. However, I had a demand fail miserably inside this supply. So I ended up closing a good chunk of it. And I ended up breaking even on the rest. And that's totally fine. So I was shooting for the moon on these. It didn't happen, but I did make quite a bit of money on them anyway. And I ended up force closing both of these as soon as this demand failed. So here we had this demand right here and we wicked right through it. And as soon as that happened, I closed both of these. So it ended up being like 3.25R and what is that one? 4.55R, and I took like 90% partial, so it's still really good money. My trade idea was right. It did end up running this high. However, we have equal lows here on the 15-minute, and the market ended up coming to get those, and I wasn't interested in trading anymore. So again, here's a prime example. You get a buy signal, and you get another buy signal, and if you just take every buy signal for no reason without a trade plan, the indicator will burn you. But my indicators are designed to help entries and to help you determine which way to go, and they only work if it's supported by your trade plan. If your trade plan doesn't support it, you have no business using these. So here we actually had a chalk and a flip. I wasn't interested in being in the market anymore. I had a really good day, so I sat this out and then I stared here and kind of felt sorry for myself for not being in this. But sometimes when you have a really good day, it's just best to not ruin it and stay out of the market. So here we had a chalk and flip. This wouldn't have been enough for me to get involved. However, we had another disrespect of a zone right here, and this is a second supply break, and at this point I would have been willing to get involved. I would have likely market executed this when it tapped down here. Now let's just catch the 15 up and just kind of show you what it did here. And so my original idea was to run this high, and it came inside this 15 supply and turn around on me, so I ended up closing most of my profit. If you actually look at what the market did, is it just ran equal lows and grabbed this money, and it used that liquidity to push up. Again, our indicators supported the real divergence here. For whatever reason, we didn't get an MA cross line here. However, we did get a hidden divergence line here too, as you would have entered. And the hidden divergence line is telling us that the market is likely to continue that direction. So this buy would have definitely been supported by our indicator. But like I said, if it's not within your trade plan and you just took every signal the indicator gave you, it will burn you. So here we have hidden divergence supported all the way, but you also get a sell signal. But you're selling in the middle of the range for no reason. And if there's one thing we know about supply and demand trading, we don't do any kind of transactions in the middle of the range. We buy low, we sell high, and we sit on our hands the rest of the time. Even if that means sitting out a session. So this is, let's see, for 16:30 London time. So it hasn't ran this high yet, but it does. And ultimately, all I was looking to do today was run this high. Unfortunately, it did it without me, but it did do it. So that's kind of how I was viewing the market. And we made these indicators like super cool too. Everything's adjustable. The Rsi is adjustable. The MA lines are adjustable, colors are adjustable, all the text is adjustable. Our market structure indicators all adjustable too for every time frame for what you consider a pullback. So we made it really cool, and all this stuff goes together with our supply and demand trading course. And ultimately, all these tools were just designed to help you get extra confluence and help your trading. They're not meant to be the only thing to get you in a trade, but they're meant to just be there to support the trade plan you have. So if your trading is not where you want it to be, you might consider joining our Discord community as we teach how to trade supply and demand. And as a bonus of being our premium member, you get our indicators and obviously our support of myself and our 3 coaches. And obviously we'll have more coaches joining us as more members come too. We have a swing trading section coming and a crypto section coming, all for supply and demand. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, definitely do. There's a lot of good stuff coming. But this is kind of how I viewed the markets today. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Have a good day, everyone.